All right, so we're back. So today is February 27th. Yeah, so we're kind of formally done with all the Chinese New Year things, but we're still eating and we're still cooking. We still have our decorations up and such. Okay, so the second hour, I wanted to go over and maybe I'll do it. She can do it seated or standing, whatever she wants. I'll do it standing, so you can see some of this form. And since I ended talking about this move, right, the silk reeling, I want to continue with that. So, if all you do was to gently through the air, you don't have to touch. If I was touching, it would just run the arm like this, right, back and forth. But you want to make sure you're covering from the tip of the finger, it's your liver. The center of your palm is heart, okay? The center of your wrist, the center of your forearm, and the center of your elbow. And this is kidney. I always get these two confused. I'll memorize it one day. But it's either stomach or lungs. I can't remember which is stomach and which is lungs. The center of your palm is heart, and everything we do is we want to project from the heart. Everything I learned keeps. It's all about heart. So as you're washing through the air, right, it's a real gentle feeling, like if you're to pick up if you had just a huge soap bubble, right, and you pick it up and you're gently washing, and then you lift, and it's kind of that hula move, and you drop it in place and the hand shoots and washes, okay, and you turn your waist. So this is the silk reeling, the shooting palm move. But I build this into the Tai Chi for Health set. And you have to be very gentle about it, just flowing. This can come all the way up if you want, right through the shoulder joint. You're washing, turn and lift, drop it down, and this hand shoots underneath. And turn the waist. So you don't want to do this move without turning your waist. It's the turning of the waist that initiates the hand move and down, and sweeping and washing and lifting. If you're doing it standing, you can turn all the way, shift your weight and sink, and turn all the way and sink. So as we do it, we try to build in the medical Qigong, right? So as we're doing the warm-ups from here, right, as we're stretching the spine, as we come up and stretch the spine from here, you come down, the hand comes in, so this hand comes in close to you, and you're washing. Okay? At the same time, just the fingertips, you want to just imagine you just extending the fingertips, and you feel that pulling the ligaments, tendons, and you have to relax all the joints so it expands, expands, expands. Okay? And that's going to stretch the meridian lines. It's going to stretch the organ lines, the organ flows, all that energy flow. Right? So if you were just doing the posture of holding the ball, you see them just standing and holding the ball, right? The fingertips are facing each other. It's a little bit up. From here, it's turned a little bit up, but the shoulders are down, elbows are down, wrists are down. And you can imagine in your mind like you're cycling energy right through this channel, right? Everything's connected. Okay? So if you wanted a 5-element, right? People like to do 5-element Qigong. The 5-element Qigong is built into here, right? So just washing back and forth and turning the waist, right? So as you're coming up, right, it's washing back and forth, flushing. Just really relax and use your mind. So use the intent. The Qigong is about training your mind to lead everything, right? So we say you lead with the E. The E is the intent. The Qi, the energy, follows the E, and the blood follows the Qi. So the physical movement is the last. It just gets dragged. The more you relax the joints, and the more you just think about it and take your time, the more you're going to feel that energy come out. Okay, so washing up and down. Okay, so looking at the brush knee. Okay? So this hand comes up and folds, and you turn your waist. So you just lift this hand, for it to come from the side. You're just lifting the hands, and they're just dropping into place. But at the same time, you're turning your waist. So as I turn my waist, seated or standing, right, if I turn, I'm briefly looking at my palm. Right, it comes right to the side. And as I turn back, I want to drop my palm. So my fingertips face forward. So if Bon, come up. So if Bon holds her palm for me, just kind of as a target, right? I come up here. As I turn back, my fingertips are going to tap first, and then the heel of the palm drops into place. Okay, so
she's going to hit the wrist, not the palm.
Okay, so you're providing a target for me. Right? So I'm coming down here. As I turn, my fingertips, my palm turns. As I keep on turning, my fingertips come out, and as my fingertips, right, and not too far, just to here, just where I can feel my shoulder blades open, then the heel, the piezoform, drops down, and my sternum lifts. And as I lift my sternum, that's going to push my hand out, right? So it's not only hand, it's the whole body moving. Okay? So fingertips, and then lift my sternum, and my body turns a little bit more, so my body angles. So I'm not square to her. Okay? Thank you. And then what does the other hand do? The other hand is washing down that arm. Okay, so from here, as I turn, this hand comes here, the other hand washes down and flushes down through the elbow. And as I turn, this hand just sweeps. So you could think of this hand, right, flushing through the channels as you breathe in, and as you exhale, getting rid of the waste. So from the health side and the medical Qigong side, the energy side, right, my left hand is flushing through, I'm breathing in, I'm gathering, and then I'm releasing all that energy. Right? This hand is just releasing and gently pressing that energy out. This hand is, the upper hand is relaxed as the bottom hand, here. Okay? So if you give a little resistance holding this here. So if she gives a little resistance, then I have to relax, and this bottom hand has to give a little bit more intent, right, to flow that energy out. Okay? But my upper hand has to just be totally relaxed. My upper hand doesn't press. So this one you give no resistance, just follow, just follow. Yeah, so she just following it, just lets it flow. And it's like that feeling of a water hose and a water faucet. So this hand is supplying the back pressure. Right? So the more pressure, the more energy that you imagine that you're pressing out here, it's flowing through the arm, and it just flows out. This is the end of the hose. Right? So if in this demonstration she gives me resistance now, right? You match my resistance, you give me resistance, right? She's holding in place. Again, I cannot resist from her. I don't want to fight her here. Okay? I'm fighting her with the lower hand. So as I turn my waist, turning my waist will extend my hand out, but the energy comes from here, from this hand. So if this hand is squeezing the energy, but my right hand is totally relaxed.
That doesn't feel totally
relaxed. Said it doesn't feel good and relaxed.
It doesn't feel totally relaxed.
So, like a water hose, right? Like a water hose. If you watch those the fireman demonstrations, right? They're forcing so much water pressure through the water hose that it takes 2, 3, sometimes 4 people to hold that water hose. Otherwise, that hose is bouncing all over because there's so much pressure, right? The energy comes from the back, and that's what we want. We want this hand to be totally relaxed, and this hand to imagine like it's sweeping and pressing, and this hand opening and coming out. Okay? So in the drill, if we start from the open and close, and turn to one side, and the hand slides up. Right? So it's washing down. The fingers drop, and as we exhale, we brush the knee, and it comes forward, and I lift the sternum, and I turn a little bit more, and drop the shoulders and elbows, palms turn to the center, and then I keep on turning to the opposite side. This hand rises, this hand falls, flushes the other arm, and I do the other side, and we just go back and forth, just going back and forth. So in the chair, right, just focusing on the hand, right, going back and forth doing the brush knee, lift the sternum, right, so you can from here, right, really slight, just tilt the sternum up. You can just feel that posture come out, and then relax a little. You can feel all your joints folding as you're coming out, and then lift the sternum and folding, breathing in and out, breathing in and out. So you can just go continuous. If I'm standing, I want to sink a little, and then I could step forward. So if I'm doing my right hand, I'm going to step forward with the opposite leg and shift, and then I can step back if I just want to walk in place, and step forward with the opposite leg, and I can step back, turn my body from here. Okay, so let me face this way. So one camera, I'll be facing you, the other, well, I'll face you this way. You can look at the other picture if you want. So just walking in place, lift the sternum. You see that slight little lift the sternum, not the whole body, but just tilt the sternum up. Don't let the knee pass the toe, and then sit back, turn the waist, and brush the knee. Okay? And don't worry about this hand. This hand doesn't have to have all this type of form, strict form. Right now, I prefer you just drop this hand. Just let all this tension go, so it just swings to the side. Right? Just let it swing to the side, just outside. Okay? This is tilted a little bit bent, but don't have to make it tight like this. In fact, you can even just brush like this. Want to learn how to release all that tension. Okay, so just walking back and forth, and that way you can practice the brush knee walking in place. The whole Tai Chi set can actually be done in a small little square if you're just walking back and forth. Just take your time. Okay. If you wanted a little bit more challenge, you could take a bigger step. So for now, a small step is enough. You're still walking. If you wanted a little bit more in the legs, you could go a little bit lower, but always to what your comfort level is. But turn, learn to turn. Notice how much I'm turning. And turn. Yeah. Look straight ahead, imagining the mountain, and turn. So I could take a bigger step. I could go a little bit lower, relaxing. So facing front, you can see how much I'm turning. Right here, I'm square. I want to turn a little bit more, and I could even shift, lift my back leg up, and then step back. Okay. And then come to the other side. Turn, step, turn, lift the sternum, sink on the front leg, free the back leg, then step back, and then come back, still walking in place. Turn and turn. Still walking in place. Oh, lift the sternum. Even I have to remind myself constantly, lift the sternum. The simplest way to correct your posture. So just walking in place. So building in the silk reeling of the 5 elements with the brush knee exercise seated or standing. Okay. And if you're standing, if you wanted to walk, okay, If you want to keep on walking, you have to learn to turn your whole leg. So the whole leg has to turn from the hip, and you have to relax the joints. It's so opposite how we first learn how to do physical exercises, where they're like, oh, try harder and put a lot of muscle. And yeah, this is a different way to develop and get the same way. So we have to separate out some of that harder resistance training in there, and that's building the foundation, but you actually have to relax to be able to advance. So if I wanted to walk forward, and you'll see people talking about this as a Tai Chi walk, but it's if I walk forward, I'm going to sit back, free the front leg, turn, shift, and have to turn my waist to free the back leg, and then I can step up and turn, and then sit back to free the leg and turn a little bit, and just relax, keep the sternum up, and come forward and sit back. So you can see constantly sitting back and turning. Okay, and eventually sometimes if you get really good at it and comfortable, you don't even have to sit back. But for now, sit back to release that pressure. You don't want to turn the leg and grind that into the ground. You're going to hurt your knee and put too much pressure on your joints. Okay? So eventually it becomes step and turn, and step and turn. So through practice, you can just go forward. You don't have to sit back. Okay? But so if I were traveling, okay, I would brush my knee. You sit back, turn that leg, relax, let my whole body turn. And then practice that sequence. Brushing the knee, lift the sternum, sit back, turn the leg, turn the waist, step up, find the ground first, and then shift. Sit back, turn the foot, turn the body, and come out and brush the knee. Okay, and again, just relax this hand, and don't worry about the placement. Just let this hand relax and swing. I see too many people, they're so stuck on the other parts, right, that as they're coming out, this hand gets stuck, right? It just stops, and they're focusing here, and you can see the tension. They don't realize all that tension. This hand has to be able to swing and just release. They all work together from here. Okay? So build in this movement, even if you're just going side to side, the silk reeling, just washing. You could just be doing it like this. You can feel it like threading that thread, that cat's cradle. Notice I'm still turning my waist. This is a really good Qigong right from here. If all you did was to open and close at different levels, throat, right top of the head, third eye, throat, heart, solar plex, sacral, root. You did that Qigong, and then you did this washing move back and forth, just thinking of it and leading with the mind. That's a lot. And you start to feel it. Okay? Now, looking at the open and close again. It's close, it's not way out, it's not smashed in, right? That's restrictions. This is too far, that's overextension. So everything just falls into place. And as you hold the ball, put your mind on, oh, she's wearing black, so hard to see, but put your mind on your shoulder blades on the back, right? So your shoulder blades are like your wings, right? So imagine you're an angel and you had wings. To fly, you have to move your shoulder blades. And that's like our shoulder rolls. It's moving the shoulder blades. Everything else follows, right? So your shoulder blades, so as you're doing this move, as you inhale, feel your shoulder blades move, and the arms just swing in and out. And slowly the palms will separate. Okay? So normally they just teach you, separate the palms from here. And you can do that. And eventually you'll start to feel it. But if you move your shoulder blades, it's It's a fuller experience. Breathing in and out. Okay? So, washing. You can come back to center at any time. You can add in the open and close. Right? You can wash up and down. And you can come back to the center at any place. Right? I love doing the heart, but I also like doing all the chakras from there. Okay? You can scoop, go side to side. Join me. Come on. Right? And then at any point, just come back. So this open and close is a nice joining movement, right? It helps you to center, and anytime you want to open and close, or just in between to kind of reset, you do this gathering motion from there through your body. Okay? So pay attention to this washing the forearm, right? At least from the tip of the middle finger through the center of the elbow, at least through there, and relax and just let it swing back and forth. And then watch when we do the warm-ups. Okay, so another place we see it in the warm-ups is right in the beginning, right, as we're turning from here. As we warm up the neck, as we come down, right, it washes from the bottom, and then the palm starts turning. So this is very similar to the brush knee. Right? Where one hand is up, and again, this bottom hand, don't stiffen it. Just let this hand fall. You want to feel this bottom hand falling. So in the beginning, make a big movement, right? So you know that it's falling. Consciously let it fall. Eventually, the movement can be shorter, but it still has to be moving. It still has to be letting go. So even if it's to here, right, it's still letting go. Right? If it's to here, it's still letting go. If it stays right here, it looks like it's staying here, but inside here, I can feel it letting go and relaxing. Okay? So again, that flushing move. So we have that flushing move here. Right? We have that flushing move here. Right? And we have that flushing move in the set, in the brush knee from here. Okay? So build in this Qigong. That's the medical Qigong. That's the 5 elements that's moving. Okay, and then what about the outside? So the outside, and I'll show you the outside, and then we'll talk about walking in a circle. We haven't done that in a while. So when we do the spine, flushing up and down, right? Then we turn the palm. Okay, so first we're coming up. You're stretching the shoulder blade, not the hand, not the whole arm, even though it is extending, but put your mind on your shoulder blade, stretching, relax here, and you feel it pulling, and this hand's shoulder blade. So again, elbows in front of the body, right? And they come up and down. Right here, feel the shoulder blade. If I pull this hand more, I'm going to turn this way. If I pull this hand more, my body's going to turn this way. So I'm trying to balance it out right in the middle. Okay? And this converts to where you turn the palm and you tuck the elbow into center. So you drop your shoulder, elbow comes into center, and the hand starts washing the outside right in the center. Okay? Right from here, right in the center. So now the palm is washing the outside. This palm is facing you, right? It's facing your center line. Okay? Lifting and flushing. And same thing, you want to turn your waist, turn your waist. The turning of the waist drives the movement. So this is called the triple burner channel from the ring finger running down through the outside, through the back of the shoulder, and then comes out through the collarbone and it joins the pericardium channel. So pericardium and triple burner channel are always associated with each other. Your triple burner is your intakes, so your top burner, right, where you bring in food and swallow, your middle burner where you process the food, and your lower burner where you expel, right, your intestines. Okay, and that's what the burners are from there. Okay, so let's look at this movement. So turning the waist, learn to turn and turn and turn and turn. So just looking at the hands. All right. So in the warm up, what we do is we come here, we lift. Okay, so come here, we lift. This hand drops, relaxed. And then this hand turns, it spins outside, right? Just the palm. And the palm is turning right off the center of the palm, and it spins. So even though my arm is spinning, the shoulder and elbow have to be relaxed and falling into place. And it feels like it's just pressing against my fingertip. So, you know, if you have that little piece of tissue and you put your hand and you spin and you turn it into that flower, that's what you're doing with both hands. So my top hand spins out, and it's just about one hand span away from the center of my forehead. Okay? And my bottom hand spins in this way. Right? So my left hand is spinning clockwise, and they're spinning out. And as I turn my waist, they remain lined up right in my center, heart over heart, center of the palm over center of the palm. As I come back, I tuck that elbow in. It's going to drop down. The bottom hand is going to wash up, and I'm going to turn my waist. I'm going to lift and fall. And they both feel like they're gently pressing right in the center. And I turn, relax the shoulder blades, and they expand. And I'm stretching my shoulder blades out as I spin. And then they come back down. And keep on breathing. Lift and fall. Okay, so in the chair or standing. So just continuous. Relax the waist, relax the neck. And there's a lot of twisting and coiling and uncoiling in here. And so eventually both hands start moving at the same time. The inside or the outside of my hand, the thumb can just gently brush my body. The bottom hand can be a little fancier, scooping and twisting and wrapping around right in the center and turning. Right, so this will all be on video, so you can slow it down, and you can go at your own pace. Right, and look at it and just do one movement at a time. And I said we're going to bring in the stepping. So stepping, start off just by walking in place. Right? Stepping up and turning and coming back. And just learning how to walk and step. And notice as I turn, I let my foot turn and step and step and just walk in place. Just get comfortable walking in place with that movement. Just picking up the knees, taking your time, breathing in and out. Relax the waist, relax the neck so you can turn. Okay, so a lot of different ways to do this, and on other classes I've done it a little bit different. Okay, but this is where the walking comes in, walking in a circle. So as you're turning, right, it's turning my waist, and if I'm picking up my foot and I keep on turning and I step down, right, and I keep on turning, and I'll walk right in a circle. Right? If I come up the other way, I pick up my foot and I can just walk in a circle. Right from here. And pick up the other way and walk in a circle. So in the beginning, your hands will probably be here and then you walk in a circle. But as you get used to it, this hand is starting to move as you walk in a circle. So as you walk in a circle, this whole form is moving and finishing together. Right? And then this whole form is walking in a circle. You're walking, 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 and then you're turning the other way and walking, 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 and turning the other way. So this whole movement is continuous and flowing as you walk in the circle. So it picks up together, it turns, and just take your time, right? Looking straight, and turn, and step and walk in a circle. Turn, turn. And the circle can be bigger if you want. Relax the shoulder blades, come back to center, and turn, rising, and turn. Right? It can be a bigger circle, or it can be a really tight circle. Turn and twist. So as I pick up my leg and I turn, my whole leg turns. And so that's what we call L step and T steps, and that's where the Bagua starts to come out. Right, and then turn back, and turn, lift, and turn, wipe. Okay, and this can be lower, it doesn't have to be here. Right? If your shoulders are tight, just drop your hand. So don't be so worried like it has to be here, it has to be here, right? Make it comfortable for you. And even in application, if I were teaching for martial art application, or how would I use this, then it would really be no higher than this, and it could be anywhere, right? It could even be lower, sweeping from here. But you notice my forearm, upper forearm, is in about the same place, no matter, I'm sorry, my upper arm is about the same place, even no matter where my forearm is swinging, right? And this is here, this can sweep out. Same thing, this position is about the same place. The forearm can swing into different places. So I'm drilling up and turning. And then I can add, right? It's always nice to add that vibrating palm. So as I'm coming out, I can wiggle my fingers and vibrate my palm, walking in a circle, coming up, walking in a circle, and trying to time my hand movements to finish as I finish the circle. And turn, wiping, right? It can be a little bit further away. You do it a little further away, you start to look like those kung fu movies, those kung fu girls and guys, they have that move. If you watch them, they have that sweeping move from here. Right? Sometimes they're this way, double palm, but that's where it comes out. The more you relax the joints, the easier it'll be, the more the energy will flow. Okay, so it could be a big circle. You could walk the big circle and just walk relaxed. Right? Just walk relaxed and come out and walk relaxed. Hey, Miss Chin.
Yeah. That's fine. Any of my glasses?
It's finished class. Your glass is right on the couch. Right? And turn and turn. Right? So all this turning and turning, this churning and such. Okay? So a little different way of how we've done it in the past. Let's see if she can do it. Put that down. Let's focus. Oh, she's got 2 watches. She's got her glasses. She got her jewelry. Okay, so come over here. Let's try it. Right? So let's start from here, turning and just turning. Right? Start off just from here. Wash the outside. Wash the outside. Turn and turn. Good job. turn, and turn. Okay, and then we're going to start walking. Okay, so as you come here, lift your right leg up, palms are out, right palm out, and turn, and step, and keep on walking in a circle. Yeah, keep walking in a circle. Come back to the front. Right? Yeah, bring the left foot back. Yeah, and then turn outside. Pick up the left foot and turn. Walk in a circle the opposite way. Yeah, there you go. Okay, come back to the front. Finish. Yeah, so just return and then turn. Wash the outside. Pick up the right foot and turn. And walk in a circle. Just walk normally. Yeah. So in the beginning, you can see she needs to relax her toes, and also when you turn, don't try and like really make such big twists, especially in the beginning. That's what's going to make you fall, right? It's going to be uncomfortable because you're going to be so tight. So relax the joints and just turn and just walk. Just pick up the leg and just walk. Yeah, just walk. You have to pick up the knees. Pick up the knees. If you don't pick up the knees and you drag them, that's where you're going to catch yourself. Okay, so doing on carpet where it's safe is good. Okay, so one more time with the right hand, rising, stepping right, and walking clockwise. Yeah, and just step and walk. The right hand is up, right hand is up, right hand is up, right hand is up. Come back to the front. Yeah, if you get dizzy, then stop and sit. Okay, and then turn and step. So it's funny when you look at this, you can see the cultural dances come out, and then you realize, right, in warlord days, and apparently we're still in warlord days, but when countries get taken over, they shut down. They shut down the defeated countries' fighting arts, right? So the fighting arts show up in the dances. Okay? We see that all over the place. The capoeira is a prime example today. But the fan dance, right, coming up, right? You can see the fan dance coming out. And such, right? So these movements, and adding the teacup movements in, right? You can see the dances coming out, and the dances become more expressive. As they become a separate art form, and they lose some of the martial intent of them, and the aesthetics become more important, right? They become their own separate art form, but the root of it, a lot of times they join. So even in our Hawaii culture, right, if you really go back and look back at the hula and the lua, they were and they really should be inseparable, right? Traditionally they're inseparable. So you want to learn hula, there's still some warrior training. You want to be warrior, there's still some hula training, right? Because the moves are the same, the mechanics are the same, the aesthetics help to smooth you out, and that's what makes the forms look so beautiful, right? To understand that, and not so rigid, and not just hammering and such, right? And that brings out the energetic, and it brings out the emotional the expression of yourself. Okay, all right. So just distilling it, right? Washing, have that silk reeling, the palms washing through the pericardium channel, washing the outside, the triple burner channel, and look for those movements in the set, right? Washing right here. Look for the movements in the warm-ups, right? Washing right here, washing right here, and washing right there. Okay, and if you're standing, slowly start picking up, walking in place, right? Even this, right? Walking in place. walking in place, and then eventually start turning and walking in the circle. Okay? And the last part I added on was just the vibrating palms and such. Okay, so we'll finish up with the bell meditation. Okay, come up. Leave your watch off. Leave it off. Yeah, you don't need 2 watches.
I needed to see if there were.
Okay. So again, extend your legs. Okay, relax your hips, sit nice and straight. Pull the upper body up, but really it's suspended from above and falling. All the joints are opening. Drop the chin a little bit. If you're pulling just back of center, just back of the giri, what it does is by pulling up, it's going to tilt your head down. So although we say tilt your chin in, it's really pulling from here and letting your chin drop and letting the neck open, relaxing. As you expand upper body, open the throat. Let the lower belly expand. Open the chest. Release the hip and the pelvic joints. Tilt your tailbone forward a little. Extend your legs into the earth. Just imagine your body suspended from above, but your legs still sinking into the earth. Gently close your eyes. Steady and center your breathing. As you breathe in, you're breathing in that beautiful energy from way above in the heavens. It's flowing from the top of your head through your body, connecting to your lower dantian, your lower belly, just below your belly button. The energy can flow into the earth if you want. Relax your chest, smile into your heart. Imagine that little sun, warm and cool, just floating in your chest, connected to the sun in the sky. Release all that tension in your facial muscles. Just let it drop. Constantly checking that your throat and your chest are relaxed and open. Let everything go. Remember, smile and project from the heart. Constantly remind yourself to smile and think of the center of your chest with that little sun inside. Learn to relax. Slowly open your eyes, bring your hands up, breathing in and out 3 times through your body. Relax the joints as you do this. Let the shoulders go. Feel the palms going through your body. Feel the chi flowing into the earth, displacing the earth chi so it rises around you. Let everything go. Bring the legs back in, rub your hands together. Gently pound your thigh muscles. Okay, so yeah, if you don't mind opening up your videos, I know you're still there in class. Rub your hands together, warm up your eyes. Okay, gently brush your hair, just with your fingertips. Massage, gently brushing, massaging your scalp from center to outside, and then tapping with your fingertips, front to back, center to outside. Okay, the back of the neck, and just your fingertips, just pull the muscles away from the cervical. Yeah. And turn your head and just take your time. Take time to loosen up your neck. And pull just your fingertips, let your arms just drop at the side. Remember, there's not very many pathways for the blood and oxygen and the waste materials to go in and out of your brain. Your neck is tight. That's cutting off circulation, right? That's slowing down your brain. You have to keep flushing. So this movement where we're flushing the brain it's a very important Qigong. And then massaging and keeping this warm. You can use your palms, just warm up the side, these muscles here. These are SCM muscles, sternocleidomastoid muscles. When you have stiff neck, you can do these exercises. Do these warm-up exercises up and down, and then warm up your neck and pull these just with your fingertips, just drop and turn. Yeah. This is what we do, right? I'll just remind you, this is natural. You sit there, you're tired, you need a break, right? So you naturally know how to do this, right? But if you build it in the Qigong a little bit more conscious, you do it all the time. While you're doing this, while you're holding your face, right? Don't hold all these muscles up. Right? That's why you're doing this. Just let all these muscles go. Just imagine, just feel all these muscles letting go. Okay? And even the fingertips, when you're doing this, you can just kind of gently place the fingertips on different parts of your face. The tip of the small finger can go right on the side of your nose. Yeah. And relax the hand. Try to bring the forearms together if you can and match them up. Yeah. Yeah, just relax. You fall asleep like this. That's what your body needs. Yeah. Okay, so have a nice day. And yeah, let's pray that the craziness in this world, on the other side of the world, has a peaceful ending. I was reading the news, and it's interesting. It's interesting what's going on. Yeah, from there. Let's close class first. So right hand, left hand. Yeah, let me turn off the video, and then we can talk story.